Okay, so now I'm ready to cut the ribbon tails to put on the base of the wreath. So I've got my ribbon here, and what I'm going to do is I have 12 ties that are on the wreath base. So that means for each one of these, I want to put 2 ribbons in each one. So I'm going to cut 6. So I'll have 6 of one combination and 6 of another combination. So the way that I've cut these is they are 12 inches long, or I measured them at 12 inches. So I'm going to pull off 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the rest of the ribbon will be available for me to use for the bows. Okay, so because I use wired ribbon, they're keeping the shape, which means that I can just put it back into its little loops here and easily be able to cut my 6 different strips that I need for my ribbon tails. Okay. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And I'm going to do that for the other 3 that are here. 1, 2. And if I wanted to, I really could, it depends on how you want to do it. I mean, some people will just take off where they're at and do 1, 2, 3, 4. This makes me nervous. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I didn't prefer that method. It just didn't work for my little brain. All right, so 1, 2, 3. So I quickly cut off 3, 4, 5, and there's 6. And this one I was playing with earlier. So 1, 2, 3. Gives me 5, and then I just need to cut off 1 more. Four, 5, and 6. Okay. So the remaining ribbon is going to be for bows. Okay, so I need to take this ribbon now and put dovetails in them. Okay, what I mean by dovetails is I mean little V's in them. And to do that, I stack them up, and then I cut at a diagonal, and I get a nice little V. So just make sure that they're all even. Fold it in half and cut it up at a V. Alright, so there's one. Do the same thing with the next set. Two. Set number 2. Again, I'm just trying to get them all even here. Cut it in half. And cutting at a V to give myself dovetails. Now we'll do it with the stripes. I have this one down here. It's not quite where it should be. There's one. Oh, the ribbon attacked me. The wire did. Attacked my shirt. So sometimes if the wire hooks onto you, it'll try to come out of the ribbon. So just, you'll see here that it came out. So what I can do is I can just push it back in. I just try to pull it back out. Usually I can push it back in. There we go. Okay. So I'll put all those back together. Bring all my ends together. Fold it in half. At an angle, and last set. Sometimes the wire trips me up a little bit because it wants to grab onto stuff. Okay. Alright, so now I have prepared my ribbon tails, and it's time to attach them. Mess out of the way. Bring my base back in. And then decide, how do I want these to be put together? And remember, this is your wreath, so when you do it, you get to choose how you want to do it. And I'm going to put my diagonals together, and then I'm going to put my stars together. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for the middle here. Some wreath makers will take their ribbon tail and they'll fold it in half and kind of put their finger where the middle is, and then they'll scrunch it. and tie that in to their ties. And I think that for this one, what I'd like to do is, rather than separating my ribbons, I'm going to kind of put them all down. So I'm going to kind of make them like a V. So here's my stars and my stripes. Bunching them together. Twisting a couple of times, and then fluffing them up and out. Another way that you could do this is you could put all of one set on the top and then all of the other set on the bottom. Really, there's just so many options when we have ribbon combinations like this to be able to decide how you would like to decorate your wreath. And looking for the ones that are on the bottom. Okay, so that's where we're at. Now, if I wanted to, I could go through when I, either now or when I was putting them on, and I could choose to separate the ribbons. Okay, so if that's the case, and you just come through and you pull them in to little X's, and then curl the ends of the ribbon tails down so that they stay in place. We have enough ribbon left over in our kit for several bows. So 2, if not 3. So what I want to do is go back through and count how much ribbon we have, and then I can decide if I want to spread my ribbon tails or if my bows are just going to cover them up. Okay, so that'll be the next segment in our tutorial. I'll be back with you in just a moment.